Amazing. So does raw foods, and we'll get into detoxifying too, but does it mean only cold? Because a lot of people like how do you do it? It's okay in summer. Right now we're in summer, so that's fine. But how is it later on in the winter? How are we going to do it?
Sometimes it takes a little bit for your body to adjust, you know. But I always tell people, put a little cayenne pepper in your shoes. It'll warm your entire body. Or if you start taking juices or something, add a little cayenne to the juice or a little ginger, and it'll warm the body. But mostly, I leave my food out room temperature, and I leave it. The city requires me to keep everything at a certain temperature. Even though I have no meat, fish, chicken, or dairy here, it's a law that I have to keep the food at a cold temperature, unfortunately, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, I leave my food sit out overnight sometimes and eat it the next morning because it's more enzymatically alive. It's no dead animals, so I don't have to worry about the rotting and the putrefying. It's just going to become more enzymatic for my system.
How about freezing? Can you freeze it?
You can freeze it. You're going to lose some nutrients, probably.
I'm a raw food eater too now. You definitely convinced me that I saw you, I started the master cleanse and I did a detox, and then there's no way I was going to go back to eating. And I feel wonderful, my energy, and we'll talk about some of the benefits, but so I'm freezing those bananas and those pineapples.
It's certainly a wonderful, because you know we're in Chicago, we're not in sunny California where everything is available all the time, and we certainly have our lifestyles to think about, so you have to keep it convenient to keep it in practice. So it may not be the highest quality. It's just like we make these dinners and foods, and I tell people you can get enough for the week and take it home. It may start to lose some energy, but it's going to be a better choice than going to a fast food place or eating something else. So it's a matter of weighing your choices and transitioning very comfortably for yourself. To me, that's the most important thing, is finding comfortable transitioning.
Tell me, as far as the organic, because that's another crucial, everybody's turning organic, it's all about organic. Why is organic the first choice?
Well, organic is certainly extremely important. Because,
what does it mean?
Well, it means that the fruits and vegetables have not been contaminated with pesticides and chemicals for rapid growth. To make them look beautiful. You know, your organic fruits and vegetables aren't quite as beautiful, right? They're big, they've grown very quickly. And this is just not the way, or they're grown without seeds. I love the seedless watermelons and grapes and things that they have now. God didn't create anything without a seed because it's meant to reproduce. So it's kind of Frankenstein food. But, you know, I'm still going to say go for the Frankenstein food than going for the animals. Do you know, if you feel you can't afford organic or you don't have it available to you, it's a matter of transitioning as to what's comfortable. But organic certainly is the way to go, and I believe that we support our organic farmers, the people willing to take a chance to do this, because it certainly isn't popular, and they certainly aren't subsidized by the government like all the other farmers are. So I think there's many aspects to it in supporting every aspect, not just ourselves with the organic, but you can taste the difference of an organic strawberry and a regular. By the way, if I ever do in a situation and I don't have organic, and I will, you know, allow it to happen if I'm at a restaurant, but one thing I will never eat non-organic is a strawberry.
Really?
They use nerve gas to retard the growth so that they don't rot so quickly like they use in wars. They use nerve gas to retard the growth. But you can taste the difference in an organic strawberry and a regular strawberry. I know when I was in Paris and I went to the farmer's market, I couldn't gobble down the food. It was like, oh my God, the way it tasted. Even the organic fruit and vegetables don't taste the same here.
It's an explosion of juiciness. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. So just in the taste alone, so you figure if you're getting fruits and vegetables the way God intended your body to take them in, He created all of this around us to help sustain us. If you're getting it in the form He created, then you're going to feel more alive. You're going to have more taste. You're going to have more passion about your life, more juiciness in your life, generally.
Living a juicy life.
Yes.
So, but you raised a point that it can be costly.
It can feel costly.
Okay.
You know, just like people tell me my foods are costly. But here's the deal. I don't have doctor bills. I don't miss work. I'm not tired. I'm very well
Don't spend on medicine.
Yeah, I don't spend money on chemicals and medicine. So it can feel that way, but in the long run it isn't. Because why not give your body the most magnificent machine you'll ever be given, the best of what you have?
And then you're more creative, you have more business ideas or whatever, like things flow in a better way, so you have a better quality of life.
much better quality of life. So why not give yourself the best at every turn? Even in my classes, I always tell people, if you're going to continue to eat the animals, get the highest quality. You deserve it. Get the highest quality, whatever you can for yourself. Don't penny pinch here. Don't get your nails done. Don't get your hair colored. Don't penny pinch someplace else, but not in what you're going to put in this magnificent machine here.
You are so right. Like, cherish our temple.
Exactly. I always have, even when I was poor and had no money and working 3 jobs. I worked 3 jobs to buy wheatgrass juicer for myself. I always have given myself the best for my body.
Wonderful.
And it pays off.
Yes, and how about the growing muscle? Like, I exercise quite a lot, so do you think the body gets all the protein that it needs to grow muscles? Can athletes go on raw food diets?
Absolutely. There's so many. In fact, we used to carry a book called Raw Power. It was a guy, Steve Ireland, who was a power lifter, who was a raw foodist, had all the most beautiful muscles in the world.
Wow.
Next time we do an interview, I'll wear a dress so you can see my muscle legs and everything, because I'm a dancer. And I dance with girls 22 and under. I'm 61. I take a professional advanced ballet class. I have a better body than a lot of the girls. I have more energy.
She looks 38.
And more stamina.
Look at that.
38, that's pushing it, but thank you. More stamina. I mean, it is phenomenal. So, and I think that whole fallacy about having protein to build muscle is really a very strange myth, because all the animals that we choose to eat for this protein and muscle are vegetarian animals. You know, cows are big muscular animals. They're supposed to be vegetarian animals. Chickens are vegetarian animals. So we're literally deciding to get it third hand from the animal. And I truly believe that you tend to build much more muscle and whatever because they're giving the animals steroids and growth hormones.
Yes.
So if you're doing the every 6 ounces, or I don't know how the trainers or whatever do it, you know, you gotta have 6 ounces of this every to build muscle. I believe so much of it is because of the animals with the growth hormones and the steroids and all the things that they're giving animals. Of course you're gonna plump up like they're doing the animals.
And the
but yes, you can build muscle being a raw foodist, okay?
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. I definitely get that from your answer. That's wonderful. So the other nutritional deficiencies has been said, like iron, calcium, B12.
Yes, and I've heard it said that that can be tricky, but once again, I don't believe that. You know, I don't believe God put us on this earth to make sustaining ourselves tricky.
Good point.
You know, and where we have to have scientists to decide everything and figure everything out for us to live. I know for myself personally, I drink a drink that we make called Rejuvelac, and I get a lot of B12 out of that. But you're going to get protein and B vitamins and calcium and just about everything. Even potatoes have protein in them, and you're not told that. The American Dairy Association and the American Meat Packers Association have a very strong hold on our society, on our world, and telling us what we need and what we should do. You know, even if you got the president with a milk mustache. And I want to tell your listeners, if you want to do one thing for yourself for 1 week to make a difference, give up the cow secretions. 1 week. We call it dairy, butter, and all these other things, and ice cream and cheese.
So those are worse than the meat?
It's even worse than the meat, because these animals get the growth hormones, the steroids, and the antibiotics, and you get a triple dosage from it in a lactating animal. I know when I was breastfeeding my kids, my doctor said, don't eat this, this, and this, because you're going to get more of the chocolate or whatever, and it's going to give the baby diarrhea. So these lactating animals are going to have a higher dosage of it. Plus, we don't have 4 stomachs like a cow. We don't have the lactase and the enzymes like a baby calf to break it down. So there's no way that it fits our system. Cow's milk was created for one thing, a baby calf, an animal that's meant to grow 1,000 pounds the first year of its life. So you think about that in your diets and trying to lose weight, people. Okay, there's no way you're going to do it having any kind of cow secretions. So I believe these are all myths. I have a daughter that's 37 years old that's been a vegan her entire life. I never worried about her protein levels. Her hair is down to here, calcium levels. I just fed her.
So you were pregnant and doing raw food?
No, I wasn't a raw foodist. I was a vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
But
you can actually be pregnant? And
yes, absolutely. I didn't become a vegetarian until after I had my child. But I raised my children that way. I was leaning toward it and beginning and getting started. I wasn't a full-fledged. You know, I kind of went backwards and forwards, and there wasn't as much information as there is about it now. And there was nobody doing it. I mean, even breastfeeding in 1970, I was a weirdo. You know, having natural childbirth, I was a weirdo in 1970. So it's been a journey, and I didn't happen overnight. I didn't pick up a book and say, great idea, I'm going to do it. There was nobody to meet like me or anybody, you know, and several years later I did meet Dr. Wiggins. it more.
But you went for what felt right.
I went for what, and that's mainly what I teach.
And I acknowledge you for that.
It's not about me trying to make you or anybody like me. It's about waking up and finding what your best journey is.
Yes.
That's what's important.
That's
I
what
would
we're all
love
about.
it if the world were a raw food. You know, it would be great. It would be great for the planet. If you ever see that little button that says no war, if you put it on and stand in the mirror, it says on raw.
You've got a mission. You have a big mission.
But it's becoming popular. Like you started out, and the stars are picking
Oh, the
it up.
stars! Everybody.
Because
it's
you
just the hottest
feel
topic right now,
better.
and especially in summer. I mean, we're in summer. How perfect is that? You know, we're going to talk more about the benefits, but losing weight is definitely one of them.
And here's the
more
deal:
energy.
if you make your diet more raw, your body does adjust to not needing the hot foods, and you start to look for room temperature foods, because this is how we're supposed to eat. Our food is supposed to be heated by the sun, you know, if we lived in a warm climate, and that's it.
Interesting. But they had fireplaces, though, in the old age, so they were...
Right, and they had a lot of diseases, and they weren't living a raw life either, you
Yeah.
know. But one of my teachers, Dr. Gabriel Cousins, who is a medical doctor, did research and found a tribe in the Greek Isles that they all lived to 200 and over, and they were raw foodists.
So that's something I want to talk to you about, because a lot of people say, okay, raw food is great, you've got a better quality of life right now, but then you don't live as long. What do you have to say about that?
That I plan on living to 120. I think I can live longer, but I'm stopping there just because I want to see what else is there. You know, the human body's meant to last 200-300 years. We're not supposed to be dying off at 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. I'm not supposed to be considered middle age at 61. You know, and by the way, I don't consider myself
Definitely
middle-aged.
not, and we don't see that either.
But we are programmed to start thinking that way.
We are programmed.
We are programmed to start thinking that way. You know, they're sending me this ARP stuff in the mail, like I'm middle-aged, you know. When we
Senior?
go to, yeah, I know, I can throw it away. That's not me. I don't need ARP. And then when I go to the movies with my husband, he wants to get me a senior. I said, absolutely not. I'm paying full price. I don't need a break because I'm older. But they start programming you till you're older, or your time to break down, you're supposed to be tired. No.
Media programmers, and even that, and then it goes to your friend, because as soon as I start saying to my mother and my friends, I'm going to be raw food, you know, vegan raw food, they're the one that really, you know, puts you down and try to convince you otherwise. So you have really to have a lot of willpower. Do you have any recommendations?
Well, here's the deal. And I don't think people mean to be mean or they want you to stop. What it is as humans, we're wolf-like, we're tribal. We want to be like the people around us, and we want the people around us to be like us. You know, like Louis Vuitton comes out and everybody's carrying a Louis Vuitton bag, real or fake, baseball caps, everybody, you're comfortable with like-minded. So when you step outside of that, you make people uncomfortable. And because we all intuitively know what's right, when you hit somebody in the face with what's right, it's like, danger, danger, I'm frightened, I'm not ready to do that, so I have to attack. So what I tell people to do is, don't tell people what you're doing. That's the best way to stay close to it. Keep it to your heart.
Good advice.
Keep it to yourself, because you're going to be attacked, because people are not coming. I have created an environment where I can't get attacked, you know. People are coming like-minded who want to know, but I did that on purpose. Keep it to yourself. You might even say, you might even have to tell little white lies. You might have to say, well, my doctor's got me on this special diet for testing. Then people will leave you alone. If you're saying, I'm doing this to feel vibrant and healthy and better, they're going to attack you. So what I say is keep it to yourself. Don't announce it to the world until, as you're getting stronger and closer to your vision, the people start looking at you going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then you can start to give them pieces of information about it. And I think finding out about it in groups, because you have like-minded people learning, is important. I do free information seminars here 4 times a month.
You do?
And we get anywhere from 20 to 60 people at them. And I talk just like what I'm talking to you about it here. And so you've got 60 people sitting out there raising their hands and asking questions. And so, you know, and I've had doctors and lawyers and all kinds of people take the class.
So they challenge you.
So, and people are going, oh, and then I give them a very simple answer, because it isn't that difficult. It's just it's just common sense is what I'm teaching. Nothing special, nothing scientific, because I'm very unscientific. I'm not good with statistics or anything.
Well, you are intuitive. You follow. I bet you're even more intuitive now. And
oh, of course. People always say, have you read this book? No. Have you read? No,
Yeah.
I don't have time. I'm too busy doing. Too busy leading my life and being a part of it. Not that you shouldn't read and learn from other people, but you know, when you jump in and you become a part of life, it comes to you. It really does.
And it flows.
It flows. There's your answer. You know the answers because you're doing this.
Yes, I'm definitely living a juicy life too, but I love it because I'm learning a lot from you too right now. And a lot of people will